Hi everyone, I hope you all are great. Today we will continue our lesson under subject verb agreement. First, you have to log in using the aplusstudent.com. Click on your name, move on to language at the grade 4. Chapter E is subject verb agreement. Lesson would be pronoun verb agreement. Use the correct subject of verb with compound subject. So we did the first two lessons already and we'll finish up the last one today. Okay, the last two today. All right, so we'll start now. All right, so the subject and the verb in a sentence must agree. So there needs to be agreement between the subject and the verb in a sentence. Now, the subject pronoun she, he, and it name only one person or thing, so they are singular. So whenever you see the she, he, it, just means that they are singular. Okay, so when a subject is singular, you have to use a singular verb, and the singular verb usually ends with. So if the subject is any of this, obviously the verb will be singular and it basically ends with any of this s, es, or ies. So the singular verb ends with s, es, or ies. So he watches the neighbor's baby. Now watches, he watches. As you can see, watches ends with es and it needs a new look. As you can see over here, it is also singular and the verb needs ends with s. Okay, so the subject pronoun we, they name more than one, so these are plural. Okay, the noun you can also be plural. So when you see you, it can also be plural. So when a subject is plural, we use a plural verb, and plural verb usually do not, okay, do not end with s, es, or ies. So the plural subject do not end with s, es, or ies. Only the singular subject and their verb ends with that. So we have we walk home. You can see that the verb does not end with s or anything. They finish early, and look at the verb, it's on its own without s, es, or ies. Okay. All right, and then also the singular subject pronoun I and you do not follow these rules. They are exceptional from the remaining. They name only one person, but they should be used with plural verb. So you and I, they name singular. They are the only ones that do not follow the rule. They are singular, name one person, but the verb can have s or es, so they can have like plural verbs. So we have you sing better than I do. I close the windows at night. So you remember that they are singular subjects, but they did not follow the rule to have es or ies. So their verbs are plural verbs. That's why it doesn't say you sings with s. It's gonna be wrong. All right, let's look at some examples. We have complete the sentence with the best subject pronoun. So, examine the book's condition. Examine is what? A plural verb because it doesn't end with s or es. So, we will have a plural subject. We dash the picture and hang it on the wall. So, we have we, a plural subject. So, we will have what? A plural verb. We frame, not we frames. Okay, giggles at the silly joke. So as you can see here, the giggle has what? It's a singular verb, so we would have what? A singular subject. Okay, so let's move to the test. You can share your answers with me if you know them. Okay, so complete the sentence with the best verb. We dash Wendy's lost meeting. Locate or locate, first or second. All right, so we have we locate Wendy's lost meeting. Okay, so that washes away the specks of dirt they or it. All right, so it washes. So because the verb is ending with es, then we basically know that it is a singular verb. So they dash the bread outdoors over the campfire. Toast or toast, the first or the second. All right, so they toast. It's in plural. Okay. Dash cooks the meat evenly. We or it, first or second. Okay, so it cooks the meat evenly. It. The dash in you kind of bamboo. They discovers or discover first or second. Okay, so they discover a new kind of bamboo. Okay, Dash encouraged Tori's experiment. She or we, first or second. Okay, so we have we encourage, because encourage is a plural verb here. She dashed the colony's family greets or greets, first or second. Okay, so she greets because it's singular. Okay. Dash demand an explanation. They or he. Okay, so they demand. Okay, so we'll move on to the next lesson. Complete this one if you haven't done it. So this lesson we're using the correct subject of verb with compound subject. Alright, so compound subject is made up of two subject joined by the conjunction and or. Okay, so Mark and Amanda this week or next week. All right, so that's how it's joined together. So when a compound subject is joined by an, it is treated as plural. So automatically, once you see a compound subject joined by and, it is treated as plural. So use a plural verb. The plural verbs usually do not end with s, es, or ies. So just like Jen and Andy go to the beach. Okay, in the summer. So when a compound subject is joined by or, it can be treated as singular or plural. So you can use a verb that agrees with the subject closest to the verb. Okay? So if the subject closest to the verb is singular, you have to use a singular verb. Singular verb ends with s, es, or is, just like my parents or Emily brings me soup when I am sick. So brings here is a singular verb, so you have to get a singular subject. Then, if the subject closest to the verb is plural, you have to use a plural verb. So, plural verbs usually do not end with s, es, or is. So, Emily or my parents. So, you can say my parent is plural and it's closer to the verb bring. So, we make sure we use a plural subject and plural verb. Okay. So, let's look at some examples. Complete the sentence with the best verb. Dan or Tess dash the fly balls in the outfield. So, what is the one closest to the verb? So, we can see that test is a singular subject and we have or here. So, it's closer to the verb. So, we will have a singular verb with es, catches. They lived pattern. The lively pattern zebra dashed the most attraction at the zoo. So attract. Okay. So look at the subject, the lively pattern zebra. It is plural, so we use a plural verb. Okay. The eggs and bacon dash in the pan. Remember that and is automatically treated as plural, so we will say what cook. We're not going to add s because plural verb do not end with s. Okay, so let's see the test. Complete the sentence with the best subject. Dash opens present before the adult. So look at the verb here. It ends with s, open. So you have to select the right answer that will complete the sentence. Okay. All right, so my nephew Logan opens present before the adults. So builds the campfire before it gets dark rather. So which of them? The adventurous young campers or the campers or their guide? Which of them? Okay, so we have the campers or their guide. Okay. Hurries away from the scene, a man and his dog or strange quiet figure, first to second. Alright, so a strange quiet figure. Okay, so the lively patterned zebras dash the most attraction at the zoo. So first to second, attracts or attract. Okay, so we have attract because it's a plural subject. So that's watches my password for me when I'm away. Mr. Morrison or Mr. Villa or the helpful landlords. First to second. So we have Mr. Morrison or Mr. Avila. A car or bus dash travelers to the airport 3 times a day. Carries or carry? First or second? Okay, so carries. Dash answer question at the science center. Astronauts or scientists or brilliant scientists. First or second. All right, so we have astronauts or scientists. Alright, that's it for our lesson today under subject and verb agreement. If you haven't done this, you have to make sure that you complete this lesson later on. Okay? Tell me if you have a question before we end. Alright, so since we have no questions, we'll end here. Try to complete this lesson if you haven't done it. See you again next time. Bye, everyone.